Hello, friends. Sometimes a simple lack of focus might result in a catastrophic error, and unexpected turns of fate can already occur when you deviate from your typical path, walk to a cafe, or wake up an hour later than usual. However, in the instance of one elderly woman, even a wrong deal number had the power to not only resolve her long-standing issue, but also transform her entire life. Now, this story took place in the New Mexico city of Albuquerque. Bernice, an elderly woman, made the decision to call in an order one spring day, and she required a device to assist her balance due to a number of health issues. In other words, a walker, as her grandson's wedding was going to be a highly significant event. Bernice had some trouble getting around the house before that day. She ultimately made the decision to purchase that walker. However, she was unaware at the time that an apparently routine request would eventually make headlines. In the early hours of the morning, Bernice started making calls to the pharmacy. However, there were some challenges along the way. The elderly woman called the business, and instead of the anticipated advisor she was expecting to hear on the other end, she received an answering machine. Without pausing to listen, she declared her determination to purchase a specific model of walkers. The elderly woman called back 3 more times after the conversation was over, but none of her calls were answered. After that, Bernice used voicemail and left a message requesting a callback. One can only imagine Bernice's shock at discovering that each time she called, the call was directed to the district attorney's office's answering machine rather than a medical supply store. Age-related simple inattention caused her to dial the incorrect last digit when dialing an unfamiliar number. But what actually occurs in these circumstances? No one would typically have responded to such a message. Kyle Harstock, a clerk, put the phone on speakerphone and told his coworkers to listen in on the unexpected call on the 4th, though. The workers at the DA office found the old woman's persistence and assurance that she could contact them amusing and endearing. Kyle contacted the old woman's number again and specifically inquired what she was interested in without pausing to console her. Bernice patiently repeated her order, providing the precise model and cost of the walker, assuming the entire time that she was speaking to a store employee. As a result, the elderly woman had no idea who was on the other end of the line. After that call, Kyle understood that this was an opportunity to help others, so he asked his coworkers to help out and shocked the elderly woman by chipping in and purchasing the required item. The proposal received unanimity from the colleagues, and the following day, 8 people arrived at Bernice's door bearing a necessary gift in anticipation of the stranger's response. The elderly woman was extremely surprised when she opened the door. She wasn't sure why all these eminent individuals were at her house and why they were there. She didn't really get what was happening until they displayed their identification and pulled out a walker. Bernice was amazed that these people chose to fulfill a request absolutely free of charge after learning the scenario and the insistent calls made, which of course made her feel very uneasy. She even started to offer to pay for her walker, but the workers acknowledged that the look of happiness on her face would be the finest payment. Bernice was overjoyed since she could now easily attend the wedding of her cherished grandson, but in all honesty, she was more pleased than ever by the DA office staff's gesture. The DA staff wished Grandma well at the wedding and told her they were available if she needed anything more before starting work after serving them tea. When the granny's sons and grandchildren learned, they were unable to remain silent and informed media of the astonishing act. The prosecutors emphasized that their major objective is to assist people. Friends, constantly keep in mind that by being good to others, the world will improve. Make careful to mention how you would behave if you were a member of the prosecutor's office staff and whether you observed anything in the comments.